Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's Finney here from Finney's Homebrew Emporium, and I am drinking Big Nuts, which is a beer by Steve James Bar. So thank you, Steve. I've had this a while in my kegerator. I think I got a bottle when it was quite young, so this has been sat in my kegerator since August. So it's lost a bit of its carbonation, but it's a good beer. Real deep character, like caramel character. Bit of that stone fruit going on. Hides its ABV box. I'm pretty sure this was up around the 10% mark. So nice work, Steve. It's a good beer. Nicely balanced. It's got that oily mouthfeel that the big beers have. Brilliant. So I thought I'd do this week was review the year. I guess it's today's the 23rd, and I'm going away and doing a load of things, so I don't think I'll post a video next week. So where should we start? Well, I guess at the start of this year, we moved into the shop. We moved downstairs, so which has been a huge change for the business. It's meant a lot bigger profile. We've gone from being upstairs in an old dentist out the way, hiding away, to a downstairs corner plot in the mall here. And it's been great. We still get people that come by and they see the sign or they walk past and they've seen us. Whereas that wasn't happening before. Even before people looking for us couldn't find us. So it's been a huge change for us, which is great. What else has happened? So I guess March time we had the Great Kiwi Beer Festival Homebrew Comp that I run. And I think this year was about 120 odd entries. Went really well again. This coming year we're running it again, and the good news is it doesn't clash with March Fest. Like the last 2 years we've run the Homebrew Comp and we've clashed with another another festival up in Nelson, which has meant a lot of the potential judges were all up at that one. So hopefully this next year we'll have a lot more judges to call from, which will be good. So what else has happened? So we're starting the chart. So I hit 200 subscribers, which is awesome. And so thank you everyone to subscribe. I think I'm now up to over 250. So that's pretty cool. The jump from 200 has moved pretty fast, I think. And I had my first video that had over 1,000 views, which was cool. Which was my Homebrew 37, my Grainfather Berliner Weiss. So I don't know if it was the Berliner Weiss or the Grainfather or a combination, but that was pretty cool. I think it's up to about 1,200 now, which is cool. And I've got a slow burner that's my Anatomy of the Beer Engine video that seems to be up to about 600 now. So I don't know if it's one person watching it or loads of times trying to fix their beer engine or what, but it's pretty cool to see that that many. Not up to Mr. Paul Wigstead's. I think it's a counterflow chiller one. It's up to like nearly 200,000 views, which is phenomenal. Which of course brings me on to the sad loss of Paul. Cheers, Paul. I'm pretty sure he would have been enjoying that International Brew Day we had, which was a phenomenal event. It's cool to watch everyone's videos and you just see how many different people were there doing it. It's amazing from across the world. So I hope that's something that continues, because it should do. It's a tribute to Paul, and it's just a really cool way of everyone getting together at the same time that does these things. One moment. Yeah, so the brew day was good, and yeah, great tribute to the guy. So cheers again, Paul. I have to mention as well, during this year we also lost a guy called Richard Rice, who wasn't a YouTuber, but he was certainly out and about in the brewing community in New Zealand, and he'll be sadly missed as well. So cheers, Richard, too. So I guess the other thing that happened during this year was the SJ Pour Challenge, which is still happening. I think it's hit a slight road bump with everything that's happened. So we're almost close. I think the international swap's just about started. My beer didn't go down as well as my beer last year, but I tried to make pale ale with a wild yeast culture from my back garden, And I've since done some reculturing of the yeast and grown up, and it's definitely got like quite a banana-y note, so it's almost like a soft wheat yeast. So I think next time when I brew a beer, I might, when I use it, I might just do a nice clean malt base and put it on and you know, throw the yeast at it and see what comes of it. It's quite interesting, the sample that I've just done, which didn't have any hops added to it at all, there was no pH drop. It was only dropped to like 4.4, which is like in a normal sac range. So there doesn't seem to be any wild bacteria, you know, either lacto or pediococcus. So yeah, interesting yeast, that one. What else is on my list as what's happened this year? Well, I suppose the other one, silly thing, is we started Emporium Brewing. So contract brewing. We launched our first beer in August, and they've gone really well. It's been quite nice to see, you know, my beers out in the bars. Although it's a bit galling that, you know, you go and then pay pub prices for something you brewed. But yeah, it's super. They've gone really well. The last two especially, the red IPA and the pale ale have scored nice, you know, well on Untapped. And next year I'm hoping to try and get around to doing a few more interesting ones that I feel interesting. I'd love to do a Berliner Weiss or, you know, something sour, but I'm so reticent to try and kettle sour on the big without knowing the system and all the rest of it. I've tasted a few kettle sours recently and they've just been horrible, like butyric acid all over the place. It's really not been very well done. The only one that seems to be nailing it is Good George. Seems to do theirs very well, and Falk and Brew I think are doing theirs very well, although I haven't tried theirs, but I hear good things about it. And 8 Wide, of course, they're doing theirs. Their cucumber Berliner Weiss for me was like #1 beer for me this year. So refreshing, real bright, and that cucumber taste just comes through beautifully. Awesome. And backing that up, my homebrewed beer of the year that I've tried with Sam from our homebrew group, his white IPA was just beautiful. It's not many times I try other people's homebrew recipes and think I want to brew that beer, but I want to brew that beer, man. It's superb, really good. So yeah, I think that's this year. Next year, Emporium Brewing, hopefully carry on, you know, the contract brewing, and try and find a smaller system so I can play around a bit more and do some more niche stuff under that 200 litre mark, and maybe get some barrels involved at some point. And then, I guess from a homebrew shop point of view, we've got, you know, more scope still. We've still got plenty of space to increase our range, increase what we're doing. And from a YouTube point of view, I really want to get a few more tutorial videos and that sort of thing done. At the moment, I'm still using my camera on my phone because our you know, point and press sort of camera got involved in an accident, but it's currently being fixed. So once I get that sorted, I think I might do some better filming in the shop here and do some you know, more targeted videos about certain things. So if there's anything you particularly want me to talk about, you know, give me a shout, send me a message or whatever, and we'll get round to it. So I think that's from me for this year. So have yourselves a bloody good Christmas and a good New Year too, and we'll see you next year. Cheers guys, take care.